Hi there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about doggy daycares and if they are for your dog or not. So most doggy daycares are indoors and outdoors. So they have one room that's inside and they have like an outdoor room where they can run into too. Or perhaps it's only outdoor or it's only indoor. It varies from doggy daycare to doggy daycare. Oftentimes doggy daycares are separated by size. So you have like the smaller dogs in one room and the bigger / medium dogs in another room. I used to work at a doggy daycare for almost a year, but I finished up there in September 2016. So I've been out of the business for a while, but I thought I could share this with you guys because I find a lot of people take their dog to the doggy daycare thinking that your dog is having a blast, and sometimes that is not the case and the owner have no clue. So I just want to make this video so you can be aware of perhaps you shouldn't put your dog in the doggy daycare, or maybe it's like the best thing for your dog. So let's continue on with this video. So some of the questions that you might want to ask yourself is your dog a playful dog, or is it your dog a nervous, more timid dog? Second question you might want to ask yourself is, does your dog like to be around other dogs? I'm not talking like 20, perhaps maybe 30, maybe more. I know some doggy daycares have like 90 dogs together. It's crazy. At the doggy daycare I worked at, it's usually around 20 dogs, 25 perhaps together, maybe 30 even. And I think it's really important that your dog enjoys the company of other dogs. If your dog is timid and nervous and don't enjoy spending time with other dogs, perhaps daycare is not the best alternative for your dog. We had quite a few dogs at the doggy daycare who did not love other dogs, were timid. They would sit in a corner and shake. We had this one dog that was like, went from, well, he was already cranky, but he went from being cranky to like wanted to kill someone. He was so pissed. He was so sick of all the new puppies coming in. He hated it there. The whole time he would just like walk around the room waiting for the owner to come back, and he was just miserable. And he attacked several of the other dogs, like usually like at least twice a day. And he was just so pissed, and then we would have to put him in the crate. He would sit in the crate for like an hour or two, then we'll let him out. Sometimes we have to rotate the dogs because some dogs don't get along, so you have to rotate them and they don't have to sit in the crate. It's not ideal for the dog. I feel really bad, and especially for that dog. And in that situation, the owner knew that the dog wasn't happy, but she continued taking the dogs to daycare every single day. So you're basically creating a life for your dog that the dog hates. Like, the dog was miserable there, and I think the dog still goes to that daycare and has been for a long time. So yeah, that is just really sad. So what I find with doggy daycares is that they don't always tell you the full truth. On the camera it might look wonderful. First of all, you don't watch the camera out the whole time, and when things happen in the room that you might not see, it's not necessarily that the doggy daycare will tell you that it happened, because it's a business and you want to keep your customers, especially the regulars, coming. And if you tell them every single time that your dog has been in a fight, or your dog got attacked, or your dog was in the crate the whole day, you will lose your clients. And I find it really sad though, because the dogs are sad and the dogs are not enjoying themselves there, and it's unfair to the dogs to not let the owner know that your dog might not do very well there. So that is something to keep in mind. So it's not just like miserable moments at doggy daycare. A lot of dogs love it there. Sunny, my dog in the bed here, and Sheba, she's lying on the floor. They both love going to doggy daycare because they're both really social, and they love to play with other dogs. So there was a few dogs that my dog hated, and he was just getting so pissed and annoyed and was constantly going at them. Then I had to put him in the crate because he wasn't behaving, and he was just so annoyed by these other dogs. So it's yeah, doggy daycare is good, but it's also not the best alternative for every dog, because it's just so many dogs like packed in together in a room. It can get overwhelming, and like I said, nervous, timid dogs that don't really like other dogs, you put those in there, they're just miserable. So if you're looking for a place to bring your dog, the doggy daycare might not be the best if your dog is timid and shy and don't like other dogs. The chances are the dog won't really grow out of it unless it's a puppy. Perhaps it might, but yeah, it's harder when they're older. I have not seen many dogs grow that much in a doggy daycare unless they're a puppy. Because if they're, you know, like you can't change the personality of a dog either by just like shoving it in a room with a bunch of dogs and hoping it will change and be more social. In some cases that can happen, especially with puppies, but a lot of the times you can't change your dog. So I just want to put it out there that don't force your dog to be somewhere the dog really doesn't want to be, like every single day, because you have to put her or him somewhere while you're at work or whatever you are. Try and find someone to look after him, like I do dog sitting on the side, and I look after dogs like Shiba, for example, 2 or 3 times a week. And find somebody that your dog can spend time with and be comfortable and happy while you're at work. It's really important. I remember this one dog we had at daycare, and she came in every single day. I'm talking almost like 7 times a week, from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. She hated it there. She was just like really pissed the whole time, and she would be going over to the crate, scratching on it, wanting us to let her in there, and as soon as we let her in there, she would lie down and she would just like lying there for hours. Then eventually she would like scratch, wanting to come out for a bit, and most of the time she would like attack some of the dogs or just be really cranky and sassy, and she's really miserable. Like that dog should not be in doggy daycare, but she does have a dad that's really busy with his work and everything, and it's just really sad that that's where she has to spend her time. So when you put your dog in the same setting every single day for 7 days a week or 5 days a week, and your dog doesn't like it, it becomes really boring for the dog. Like it's not the same stimulation as it is being out hiking with a dog walker, for example. I do that as well, and I bring the dogs out in the forest, out in nature. They're off leash, they're running around, they're smelling and using their senses, and they're playing together. They're more wild and free. And in a daycare, you're like, it's more crowded and more of a confined space. That is my experience from working at just one daycare. Like daycares are different. Some might be, you know, very different from the one I worked at. But I want to say that, yeah, just really think about it before you put your dog in a doggy daycare. Like your dog should be really playful, high energy, love to be around other dogs, and really comfortable with other people. Also, another plus is that your dog listens. Like if your dog is well trained, that is also a really good thing, because if your dog is misbehaving or, you know, constantly following another dog, for example, in the room, and the attendant is calling the dog and it doesn't listen, that's also like a problem. But if your dog is like a really good listener, then your dog will probably do really well in the room. So it all depends on the dog. So I just don't think doggy daycare is for every dog. You want to provide your dog the best life possible. That's what we all want for our dogs. Like I love this little thing lying in bed. So it's just really important to think about if this is something for your dog. If your dog is timid and nervous, deaf, for example, not a good idea to put your dog in a doggy daycare. Also, I would say if you put your dog in a doggy daycare, like I would say 3 times a week is probably good, but like 5 times a week, that's a bit too much for a dog. I would rather recommend that you get a dog walker or a dog hiker that would take your dogs out in nature.
Kid listening. Nice running, buddy. I get it run down, Sunny. Are you? Good boy. Let's go. Dogs are so happy.
Where he or she can be off leash, use more of her senses, and it's just a better space and a better environment for your dog. And 5 days a week in the same boring space, it just becomes a bit too much. So you gotta think what's best for your dog. Will your dog be happy there? Will your dog be stressed there? Find a solution that works for both you and your dog, And I would recommend a dog walker, dog sitter, and perhaps a doggy daycare. It depends on your dog, like I've said several times during this video. I think I'm going to end it here. If you have any questions, you can post them down below. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope it was helpful to you. I will catch you in the next video. If you want to see more videos like this, give me some more thumbs up down below, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!